Good morning, class. Today I will be teaching you how to write a reading log. But before I do that, I would like to introduce you to my special guest. She's a childhood friend, and her name is Susie Blue.
Susie! That's me!
Susie, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm great. Well, this morning we're going to teach my students how to write a reading log. Do you know what a reading log is?
No, can you explain it to me?
Well, a reading log is an interactive notebook.
An interactive notebook?
Yes, it's where you discuss with the text or you have conversations with the text.
Talking to the text? Is that even impossible?
Well, what you do, Susie, is you ask questions. You may predict, you may ask a question, you may clarify, you may summarize. All of those things you do automatically in your head, but using a reading log helps you write it down on paper so you won't forget what the chapter was about. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think I get it now.
Well, first, before we begin, you have to set up your paper for your reading log. The way you set your paper up is you take the first page for you students. That's going to be inside of your composition notebook. You take your page, you fold it in half, and on one side you write text, and on the other side you write me, like text me.
Text me? Ooh, we get to text now in this class?
Well, sorta. It's text and me. So the text means the word straight out of the book, and the me side means how you found your answer. So as we're going through and reading the story, that's how you make your reading log. So, do you understand, Susie?
Yeah, I understand now.
Okay, class. Well, the title of the book that we're going to be reading today is called Stargirl.
Like me?
Yes, like you, Susie. Stargirl like you. So, the first chapter of Stargirl is called Porcupine Necktie. Here we go. Porcupine Necktie. When I was little, my Uncle Pete had a necktie with a porcupine painted on it. I thought that necktie was just about the neatest thing in the world. Uncle Pete would stand patiently before me while I ran my fingers over the silky surface, half expecting to be stuck by one of the quills. Once he let me wear it, I kept looking for one of my own, but I could never find one. Now, Susie, as I'm reading this, is there something that you read where you can make a prediction about what's going to happen later on in the story?
Well, he said his uncle let him wear the porcupine necktie.
Yes. So on the text side, you would write, my uncle let me wear the porcupine necktie. So on the me side, you make your prediction. What would be your prediction about that statement, my uncle let me wear his necktie?
Well, of course he's going to let me wear it again.
Okay, so you think that his uncle, the character's uncle, is going to let him wear his necktie again.
Yep.
Very good. That's your first start into your interactive notebook.
Yay!
Yes. Now, keep going. I was 12 when we moved from Pennsylvania to Arizona. When Uncle Pete came to say goodbye, he was wearing the tie. I thought he did so to give me one last look at it, and I was grateful. But then, with a dramatic flourish, he whipped off the tie and draped it around my neck. It's yours, he said, going away present. Now, Susie, is there something in here that you don't necessarily understand that maybe you want to ask a question?
Well, yeah. What are quills?
Well, when he said quills, those are the little pointy parts of the porcupine's body. You know the little pointy parts on the porcupine?
Yeah, the ones that hurt if they touch you?
Yes, those are quills. Well, in your interactive notebook on the text side, you would write, what are quills or quills? And then on the me side, you would look it up. You could ask a partner, or you could look it up in the dictionary or on the computer and give the definition on the me side. So the text side would be quills. What are quills? And then on the me side would be, they're the pointy parts of the porcupine. Okay? You understand that? Now you have your second part to your interactive notebook. Now, the next, as we go on, he says, I love that porcupine tie so much that I decided to start a collection. 2 years after we settled in Arizona, the number of ties in my collection was still one. Where do you find a porcupine necktie in Micah, Arizona, or anywhere else for that matter? On my 14th birthday, I read about myself in the local newspaper. The family section ran a regular feature about kids on their birthdays, and my mother had called in some info. The last sentence read, as a hobby, Leo Borlaug collects porcupine neckties. Yes. Now, as you're reading that, is there something in here? This is where you make a comment. A comment is where you tell about a part that you liked. Is there something in there that you liked, Susie Blue?
Yeah, he got his 14th birthday was featured in the news, and they sang happy birthday.
Okay, so on the text side, you would put on my 14th birthday, I read it myself in the local newspaper. And then on the me side, Susie Q, what do you think you would write on the me side?
Well, I think I would write about the time when I had my 14th birthday, and I loved it. Everybody sang happy birthday to me, and I got 14 presents. 14!
Oh, that's great. See how the interactive notebook works?
Yeah, I get it now.
Okay, now you go on, and then this time as I read, I want you to be thinking about something that you may possibly were confused about, but now you understand. So he says, several days later, coming home from school, I found a plastic bag on our front step. Inside was a gift wrap package tied with yellow ribbon. The tag said, Happy birthday! I opened the package and it was a porcupine necktie. 2 porcupines were tossing darts with their quills while a third was picking his teeth. I inspected the box, the tag, and the paper. Nowhere could I find the giver's name. I asked my parents, I asked my friends, I called my Uncle Pete. Everyone denied knowing anything about it. Okay, is there anything in there that maybe you want to have clarified?
Yeah, who gave him the gift?
So on the text side, you would write, I inspected the box, the tag, and the paper, and nowhere could the giver's name be found. Now that you know that, what do you think? What's your you get it? What kind of gift do you think it is? Do you think it's a surprise gift?
Well, yeah, I think I do.
Okay, so if it's a surprise gift, on the me side, you would write, oh, I get it. Somebody gave him a surprise porcupine necktie.
That's cool.
Okay, and then the last part says, at the time, I simply considered the episode a mystery. It did not occur to me that I was being watched. We were all being watched. Okay. Watched. Now, once you finish reading a section or a chapter, then, Susie, we do what we call summarize. You come up with one sentence. Do you know what summarize means?
No, I don't think I know what summarize means.
Summarize means to retell the story in your own words. Okay?
Yeah, I think I get to say what I want to say, but a shortened version, kind of.
Yes, a shortened version. So if you were to pick out one sentence of just what this chapter was about, can you give me one sentence that you think this chapter was about? Pick out one sentence from the text.
At the time, I simply considered the episode a mystery.
Okay, so if that's your one sentence from the text, now on the me side, in a paragraph or a couple of sentences, you tell what the entire chapter was about. Can you do that for me, Susie?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, go ahead, give it a try.
Give me a second. Okay, so, the porcupine necktie. When I was a little kid, I had an uncle, and his name was Pete, and he had a cool necktie. Eventually, Pete gave me his necktie, and I wanted another one so I could make a big collection. And then I could never find any. So on my 14th birthday, I got a surprise gift, a mystery gift of a porcupine necktie.
That's right. Okay, now that would be your summary. So now you have your interactive notebook. You made a prediction. You asked a question.
I did.
You clarified.
Yes.
You gave a comment. And then you summarized. That's how you do an interactive notebook. Do you understand it now?
Yeah, I did all of that.
Yes, you did. Now, class, hopefully Susie Blue has helped you understand how to complete a reading log. If you have any questions, write them down on a sticky note and I'll be sure to help you with them. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Bye, class.
Bye-bye.